What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to wrap up our time in Metropolis, at least for now, with 1987's Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, starring Christopher Reeve, Gene Hackman, Jackie Cooper, John Cryer, Margot Kidder, Mariel Hemingway, and Mark McClure. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we're going to wrap up our time in Metropolis, and we're going to discuss the final Christopher Reeve film, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Now, our movie opens at a Smallville farm, which Clark Kent has just inherited from his deceased adopted parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent. Clark uncovers a capsule which brought him to Earth and removes a luminescent green Kryptonian energy module. Clark discovers a recording left by his birth mother, Laura, which states that the module's power can only be used once. Clark then returns to Metropolis, where he finds that the Daily Planet has been taken over by David Warfield, a tabloid tycoon who fires Perry White and hires his own daughter, Lacey, as the brand new editor-in-chief. Following the news that the United States and the Soviet Union may engage in a nuclear arms race, Superman takes it upon himself to resolve it by collecting all nuclear warheads from various nations and placing them all into a giant net and then throwing that into the sun. Meanwhile, young Lenny Luthor breaks his uncle, Lex Luthor, out of prison, and upon returning to Metropolis, Lex and Lenny steal a strand of Superman's hair from a museum in order to create a genetic matrix. Lex converses with black market arms dealers who are disgruntled over Superman's actions as they want to rearm the various nations and countries with nuclear warheads. And Lex makes a deal with them to attach the hair to a nuclear missile. After the missile is launched, Superman intercepts it and throws it into the sun. A glowing ball of energy is discharged, which ends up developing into a superhuman. This nuclear man makes his way back to Earth, only to find that his father, Lex, who establishes that while his creation is powerful, he will deactivate without exposure to sunlight. A vicious battle ensues between Nuclear Man and Superman. But while saving the Statue of Liberty from falling onto the streets of New York, Superman is infected with radiation sickness after receiving a scratch from Nuclear Man's radioactive claws. Nuclear Man then kicks Superman into the distance with such strength that Superman's cape falls off. Meanwhile, the Daily Planet, which has been reformatted as a tabloid newspaper, publishes the headline, "Superman Dead?" causing Lois to angrily seize Superman's recovered cape. Lois then ventures to Clark's apartment, where she proclaims her love for Superman. Overtaken by the radiation sickness, Clark staggers to his terrace, where he retrieves the Kryptonian energy module and attempts to heal himself. Having developed a crush on Lacey, Nuclear Man threatens mayhem if she is not brought to him. The fight between Nuclear Man and the newly restored Superman is taken to the moon and ends with Superman being driven into the moon's surface by Nuclear Man. Nuclear Man then forces his way into the Daily Planet and abducts Lacey, carrying her into outer space. Superman manages to free himself from the moon's surface and then pushes it out of its orbit, casting Earth into an eclipse, which nullifies Nuclear Man's powers and leaves Lacey helpless in space. Superman rescues Lacey and returns her to Earth, and then recovers Nuclear Man, who is now lifeless, and deposits him into the core of a nuclear power plant, which destroys his adversary. What had been Nuclear Man turns into electrical power for the entire electrical grid. Perry White secures a loan in order to buy controlling interest in the Daily Planet, which would make David Warfield a minority shareholder and protecting the planet from any further takeovers. Superman recaptures the fleeing Luthors and places Lenny in Boys Town, telling the priest that Lenny had been under a very bad influence, and then returns Lex to prison as our film comes to its end. I can see why people thought this film was really bad. It's definitely got its moments. I feel it's very Supergirl-ish in the fact that when it hits those high moments, they're really good. When it hits those low moments, man, is it bad. I don't feel this film is as bad as people made it out to be to me, but it's definitely, by and large, the weakest of the 4 Superman films, in my personal opinion, watching it now in 2021, as opposed to when I was a kid and it came out back in 87. So I probably saw it in 88, maybe 89. But it's definitely not as good as I remember it, but I don't feel it's as bad as people make it out to be. What do you guys think? Before I give my rating, how do you feel about Superman 4? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. But when it comes to me and my ranking, I'm going to give Superman 4 2 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I don't think it was so bad that I would go down to 1.5 or 1 star or even 0 stars. But it wasn't as good to me as Superman 1 and 2 were. So I've got to give it its due diligence and put it at 2 out of 5 stars. That's what I think. Again, what do you guys think? Let me know. And when you get out there to let me know what you think, let's not forget those hashtags on social media. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com facebook.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we leave Metropolis behind us and return to Gotham City to discuss 1989's Batman, starring Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Kim Basinger, Robert Wool, Pat Hingle, and so many others. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right back here on Renegades Reviews, when we return to the Dark Knight and Gotham City. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in, watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers that tune in on a regular basis. Show me that love, that support. Give me those views to try to help boost myself up so I can hopefully eventually get monetized. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.